Hello everyone. This is Ananya Bish, and I'm currently a second year student at IIT Kanpur pursuing B.Tech in Civil Engineering. And today we have with us Abhilash Mittal, and he's from IIT Roorkee, and he's currently pursuing an integrated M.Tech course in Geological Technology. So, over to you, Abhilash. Could you introduce yourself a bit?
Hello everyone. I am Abhilash Mittal. I am in fifth year in integrated MTech course
Right.
in geological technology at IIT Roorkee. I got the placement in Schlumberger. It is an oil field services company. And this summer I did an foreign research internship at Canada in my tech. Like it's a research internship program. Yeah.
Right, great. So, my first question to you is that what made you choose this branch during your JOSA counseling, or in other words, what were the other branch you were getting that you rejected to get this one?
Yeah. So frankly speaking, like initially I did not have any idea about this
Right,
branch. Yeah. So I did not know like there is like some branch exists
right,
like this. And initially I was just like filling my choices based on the ranking of previous year. And I was looking for going into some NIT
hmm,
in EC branch or something. But one of my seniors in IIT Roorkee, she was in third year when I contacted her, and she was basically from my hometown. So she said that there are two branches called Geological Technology and Geophysical Technology, and
right,
you will get those branches, and they are very good. And the placements in those branches are very good, like they are
right,
better
right,
than civil and mechanical
right,
branches.
right, right.
So that's why I opted for these
Hmm,
branches. And also like many students are there in my batch who opted these branches because of their interest as well.
right, right. So, my next question to you is that what is geological technology basically? Like, if you could explain it in layman's term to a student who might be watching this.
Okay. So in geological technology, so basically we try to understand the processes that happened in the geological past, and based on the understanding of the processes, we know that like how the Earth's
Hmm,
surface is, how like where exactly we will find a particular mineral, or how did the mountains formed, and based on that we can actually understand the past processes of geological and the past environment, and we can also predict the future environments based on the pattern.
right.
And we can basically understand how, like in which settings we can find some valuable minerals and hydrocarbons.
Right, great. That was a great explanation. So, my next question is that in various IITs, we have multiple variations of the same branch. If, like, I can say that, like, in many IITs, like, applied geophysics is offered, in some, like, geophysical technology is offered. So, like, how different are these branches from each other?
Yeah. So in Roorkee, there are two branches called Geological
Right,
Technology and Geophysical Technology,
right,
and
right.
also then there are some there is Applied Geology also.
Hmm.
So Applied Geology is a 2 year master's program,
Okay.
and Geological Technology and Geophysical Technologies are 5 year integrated MTech
Integrated
programs.
courses. Right.
Yeah. So the Applied Geology part is basically the science, like the
Hmm.
theoretical part of this geology.
Right,
And
right.
the geological technology is basically an engineering branch where we understand the technical aspect of it, technical, like what are the techniques that are used in the field.
Hmm.
Uh, and now I will explain like how geological technology and geophysical technology are different from each other. So in geological technology, we try to understand the geological processes, which include let's say plate tectonics.
Right.
And let's say there is some feature, a large scale feature on the Earth's surface. We study that feature and try
Hmm.
to understand the processes in the geological past, and
Hmm.
also the property of the rocks in which we can find some minerals, in what order the minerals were formed, and in which like pressure and temperature conditions the minerals were formed. So it's like the more of geology and applications of
Right.
geology. And in geophysical technology, they use physics and like more physics and more mathematics. So they use physics to understand the basically subsurface.
Hmm.
So they do not have to dig a bell to get the
Hmm.
rock out and then look at it.
Right.
They will just like use some
Uh-huh.
geophysical methods. So there are
Right,
many
right.
geophysical
Uh-huh.
methods based on the basic physics rules, and they use those methods to understand the. So in the geophysical methods, there are more courses based on more physics and more
Right. More
mathematics.
research oriented, I think.
So in the like if we talk about research, so I will
Right.
talk about research later. So
Right, right, sure.
in geology and geophysics, in both the domain, there are a lot of research scope.
Research is right.
If we talk about like the courses, what kind of courses they are. So in geophysics, there is more physics and more mathematics
Hmm.
oriented courses. In geology, there are basic like logical building, like the concepts, the theory,
Right.
uh, those courses.
Right, right. So continuing with your current explanation of what each branch is. So my next question is that what were the major courses and electives that you have studied so far? If you could just name a few of them.
Yeah, so geological technology is very wide branch. There are
Right.
different kind of courses. So starting from understanding the basic mineralogy of a rock, and then what different kind of rocks are there. So there are courses called mineralogy and crystallography, which are more like more like chemistry. So
Right.
you have to understand the chemical formula of that mineral, and what is the setting of like what is the crystal structure of that mineral. And then there are some courses to understand like how different kind of rocks are forming. So what kind of pressure temperature are there in which different kind of mineral crystallize. And then there are courses on structural geology.
Hmm.
So in what form these rocks are found in the nature, right? So there is structural geology, and then there is geomorphic geomorphology. So in geomorphology, we basically study the features that are there on the Earth surface. So like
Right.
the mountains, the rivers, the plains, etc. And there are courses like remote sensing. So using the satellite, how we
Hmm.
obtain these features.
Right, right.
And finally, there are courses on uh, mineral exploration. How do we explore the mineral? How do we find and how do we tell that there can be some minerals? And about petroleum geology, there are two courses:
Right.
petroleum geology and well logging. So in petroleum geology, we try to understand like in which kind of rocks we will find the petroleum, how
Hmm.
does the petroleum form. And so basically in industry, in any mining industry or in any oil and field industry, there are geologists, there are
Hmm.
geophysicists, there are mining engineers, and everyone. So geologists basically tell the people like where to dig a well, where you will find like where
Right.
you should look for the petroleum and other minerals. So based on the geological structures and understanding of the subsurface, we try to give a report to the geophysicist that you should use the geophysical methods here to understand the subsurface.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Right. So that was a wonderful explanation, I guess, as you like explained, dividing it into different divisions and courses that categories that you might have studied the courses in. So moving on and talking about the academics. So what, in your opinion, how tough do you think that this branch is compared to the other branches at IIT Roorkee?
So this is a 5-year course,
Right.
and frankly, it can be. So it is a like 4-year course that is in 5 years. So it is relatively very chill from
Right.
like in compared to other branches. Uh, like we have around on an average we have 5 courses each semester,
Right.
and they are not very tough courses. Like if you just go to classes, and
Right.
there are not very much classes. So
Hmm.
if you just go to the classes, that's all you have to do.
Right.
So
Right.
you get a lot of free time, and in that free time, you can do so many things in the campus, and also uh, you can like learn other skills like software development, web development. So because of that, I think like the placement in the GT branch is uh, better than other branches.
Right, right, right. So if you talk about the course template, so are you guys allowed to choose electives from other branches as well? Suppose if a person wants to pursue minors in some other branch, so like can he she take courses from other branches as well?
Yeah, so minors, like minors, we can take from
Right.
other branches, and
Mm-hmm.
also apart from minors, there are also like open electives in many
Right.
semesters. Not in each semester, but like you
Right.
have to
Right.
take some open elective
Huh.
from different, and the open electives are distributed based on your CGPA. So if
Hmm.
you want to take an open
Right.
elective in CS department,
Need to
it will
clear
be
that cutoff.
harder.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
And
So.
also apart from that, there
Hmm.
are also department electives.
Hmm.
So sometimes there are choices between, like, there
Right.
are four courses you can take, any of the course based on your interest. But sometimes like, let's say the strength of the batch is very small, and sometimes there are not enough people to
Hmm.
get the course, so the course will not run. So for example,
Right.
in my case, I wanted to take advanced remote sensing course, but I was the only one who was looking
Right.
at the course,
Hmm. Hmm.
so
Hmm. Hmm.
they did not run the course.
Right. Right. So moving on and talking about internships and placements. So could you share your own internship experience?
Yeah. So, like, as I said, that we get a lot of free time. So in the first
Right.
year, I was just exploring different
Hmm.
things. So I was interested in poster designing and graphic designing. So I learned some softwares and started designing in some groups.
Right.
And I was also interested in exploring whatever I could. So I was interested in psychology. So in the end of the first year, I did an internship in psychology. So, and in other branches, people do not get this chance because from the first year, as from the starting, they get into placements and internship
Hmm.
that they want to pursue up in
Right.
the end. And in the second year, I was very much involved in various campus groups,
Hmm.
and I was also involved in sports activities. So and tried to improve my CGPA and all. So I did not do any internship or projects in the second year. In third year, I started learning the courses like uh, with a keen interest,
Hmm.
and also I started to learning machine learning and programming.
Right.
So because of that, so in geology, we can, like, there is extensive use of programming and machine learning. So
Hmm.
I was very interested in geology, and I also learned programming and machine learning. So in the end of third year, I did a research internship at IIScr Pune, where
Right.
I applied machine learning and programming skills.
Hmm.
And after that, I applied in my tech research internship program, and I got selected and
Right.
went to Canada in the summer after fourth year. Yeah, after completing that, I prepared for my placement season, in which I was also appearing for software development and those non-core profiles, as I was already skilled in programming and
Right.
machine
Hmm.
learning. Yeah, and I also had done two research internships in the field. So I was also like, I found that I can get
Right.
into core companies as well. So, and this year, it was like this year it was good for the core placements. Three
Hmm.
companies came for the branch. They were open in the core field.
Right. Hmm.
And yeah, so the people who were interested in the core field, they got placed in the core.
Right, right. So that was a really like wonderful experience that you shared with us because you like you've explored quite a lot of fields and I hope like students might really get to learn a lot from it. So if we talk about placements as you said, so could you like explain in a little bit more detail like what were the major companies that came to recruit for this
Yeah,
branch and what were the roles that they offer basically?
yeah. So if I talk about, so I will talk about core and non-core placements
Right.
separately. So for core, there were like three companies that came. One of them was an ONGC.
Hmm.
It is a government
Right.
company.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then the second is Schlumberger, where I got placed.
Right.
And the third one is Kane Oil. It is a company within Vedanta Group.
Hmm.
And one more company that usually comes, did not come this year, is ExxonMobil. So
Hmm.
ExxonMobil basically comes for internships, and they offer PPOs to the people who
People
come
who
to
work there, right?
like,
Huh?
who work there. Yeah.
Right.
So next year maybe they will come for the placements as well. So there are
Hmm.
four major companies that come in core field, and in core basically the oil and gas companies like who work in oil and gas, only they come. And if you want to go like in some other field like
Right.
uh, mining or
Hmm.
exploring some minerals or different geological fields, you have to apply off campus. Like no company that
Hmm.
work in that field come to campus. Yeah. So this is about core placement. And for non-core, it is the same for all branches.
Right.
One drawback in GT is that we are technically considered in PG, not in UG,
Right.
right? Yeah, because it is integrated MTech course.
Integrated course. Right.
So yeah, so when companies come, they put some criteria like your CGPA should be higher than
Hmm.
7.5 or 6.5, like that. And also they sometimes they put the criteria like they are open for only circuital branches like CSE,
Right.
EC, or sometimes they are open only for UG courses, not
Hmm.
PG
Hmm.
courses.
Easy
And
courses.
most of the companies open for JE all. So whoever has given JE, it will be open for
Hmm.
them. So most of the companies open for us, but some companies like I would say 5% of the companies do not open for GT branch,
Right.
but almost everyone who were sitting in the placement this year, so 90 to 95% people got placed.
Right. Right. Great. So, like, if you talk
So
about
most
your,
of the people
huh,
that were
right. Right.
most of the people that were placed in they were placed in software development profile, product management,
Hmm.
and analyst like data
Right.
analyst or data science.
Right. Right. So, if you talk about your batch, so what was the ratio in your own batch, like of the people who went for higher studies or for research, or the people who went for jobs?
Yeah, so this year we the batch is of 19 people
Right.
only. And nowadays like first year that just came, they are 35 to 30 people.
Hmm.
So back then when I was in first year there were only like 19 people in the batch. And nobody in my batch is going for higher studies this
Right.
year. But in my senior year, people did
Usually
went
go right. Right.
in. They usually go, yeah.
Right.
And two of them from 19, two of them they got the placement in core field,
Hmm.
and 13 people got the placement in non-core field,
Non-core
and
field.
four
Right.
people, yeah, four people did not get the placement till now. They are actually
Hmm.
appearing right now.
Right. Right. So I think that was it about the internships and placement, and we got all the insights that we needed. So moving on and talking about more about non-academic life. So could you share your own experience? How has it been so far to be a student of IIT Roorkee?
Yes. So IIT Roorkee offers like various kind of things that you can do. Starting from first year, I was very much interested in
Right.
sports, so I played a lot of badminton and also tried to learn some swimming. And apart from that there are there is every sport that is available, and
Hmm.
there are coaches and people available who will teach you if you
Right.
want to
Right.
learn to and explore. And in GT branch you will get a lot of time to do these stuff. And apart from that there are student activity center. So you can play games like table tennis or
Hmm.
foosball and pool, etc.
Right.
And there is also like PlayStation and those games as well. And talking about the campus groups, so there are campus groups about almost every thing that the students might do, based on like it can be their technical expertise or something. Their technical groups like uh, mm, robotics or motor sports and everything. And also there are groups that are based on their interests. Like there is Sanskrit club in campus, so people who are
Right.
interested in that they goes there. And also groups like entrepreneurship cell,